If people really do what they say what they do, are they what? Professional marketers?
We teach wealth, the understanding of wealth to the community. We teach people how to create wealth, their idea of what wealth means to them.
Because they say that, women, we're not, I think we're even better because we're like limitless.
I step into the community and I help people do alongside of everything I do, rehab and real estate wise.
I have a treat for you today. Oh my gosh. Listen, you know how people talk about like how long they've been in business, if they really do business, and you see all the social media jargon and stuff like that about if people really do what they say what they do, are they what? Professional marketers?
There you go.
Listen, me and this young lady right here, Camille Pearsall, literally go back. I'm talking back to the house. Back to the house, right? And the exciting thing about it is it's amazing when you get a chance to actually connect with somebody, because we all try to plan our future and we all try to look forward, but we never know where it's going to take us. And it's amazing to be able to see people and they're actually progressing versus going backwards. You know what I'm saying?
My name is Camille Pearsall. I'm a real estate investor, general contractor, life coach. I do development, coaching, mentorship. I'm an executive of one of the best real estate leagues of the country, Better Than Success. Basically, I'm everything real estate. Whatever you need, I could do it. Just whatever you need real estate wise. Legacy Builders Management Consultant, that's one of my companies. I run that. We help make entrepreneurs into small business owners. That's the overall understanding of our company. And we teach wealth, the understanding of wealth to the community. We teach people how to create wealth, their idea of what wealth means to them. Then we teach them to define it. And goes in there. But a lot of people do that. To me, defining what it means to you, that's a little hard. Creating it, that's a little hard. But maintaining it.
Yes.
Maintaining it is the struggle. And then making sure it's a real business that is transferable.
Right.
So we help people to make sure they maintain their business to them and they transform it. Everybody wants to create generational wealth. That's why you hear generational wealth, generational wealth. You'll often hear me speak about community wealth because I believe in going outside of my home, outside of my children.
Right.
Because who are my children going to be associated with? Who are their children going to be associated with? We have to make sure that we given a fundamental understanding of wealth, what it means to you, not just past money. A lot of people just do whatever, like you said, for the internet marketing.
Yeah.
They do it for money. They do it for things like that, but they don't really do it to help outside of their homes. We have to reach outside of our homes to help build that population up, because those are the people that our children and our children's children will be interacting with.
Right.
If we don't go outside our home, these people are going to be doing what to our children and their children? Robbing them, stealing from them, getting over on them, not able to grow with them. How you and I, we can say we go back to the house.
Yeah.
Literally. It's not going to be there if they don't have an understanding of what's needed.
Right.
So through Legacy Builders Management Consulting, that's something I step into the community and I help people do alongside of everything I do, rehab and real estate wise.
Man, listen, that's amazing. First of all, I love the fact that it's a woman that's doing it, number one, because they say that, women, we're not, I think we're even better because we're like limitless because we wear so many hats. We're limitless, So that part is amazing. But what I want to get into the juice is let everybody know how we met, where you were in your life at that point. I mean, even then you was pushing through and trying to get permits and dealing with the make safes and different things like that, right? Dealing with the municipality through all of that stuff. So tell them we're going to air a little bit of our past history here for a little bit.
So when I first met Paulette, my husband had just recently passed a few months ago. We was deep in the midst of COVID. I think the municipal building had just opened up. You had to have an appointment and maybe one or two people could get in there. It was crazy. But for me, I wasn't. Well, let's go back. I got an orange sticker on my property. Repair or demolish. Get this thing together or we tearing it down.
Right.
But I was in really, really deep depression. Like deep, dark depression and grief. And my husband was a city employee. He worked in City Hall in a municipal building.
Right.
So for me, I couldn't look at City Hall. I didn't go on Broad Street at all.
I remember.
And I knew how to pull my permits. I had been pulling permits forever. But I physically, emotionally, and mentally could not do it. Somebody said, reach out to Paulette. I reached out to you. We connected through Better Than Success. And she was like, I got you. Like, literally, I got you. Like, literally, I got you. And that's why I said when we go back to the house, it was like, literally, I didn't come out the house. Remember, I didn't come out the house.
No, you didn't come out the house.
Yeah,
you would come out and then go right back.
Come out and go right back. I would throw something on here, probably mad it to my head. I promise you, I was not.
Yes, she was not.
That point. I had truly lost myself through that depression and that grief. It took over me. But like you said, I still knew that this could not be my end all. I was there, but I was determined not to stay there. So if that meant hiring a permit plug,
right?
I don't know if I gave you that because, like, listen, get it together for me to get it done. And I remember, like, you were in the airport one time and something was wrong. My staples wouldn't print something out, and I just bust out crying because, like, why am I out here? You was like, I'm gonna take care of it as soon as I get back. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of it as soon as I get back. Just don't worry about it. And for me, that was just so important to be able to lean on somebody outside of my household, somebody outside of my immediate circle.
Right.
And they like, I got you. And genuinely like meant I got you. And took care of those things for me. That was really, really just like, that was everything.
That was in 2020.
That was in 2020.
That was in 2020, y'all.
Yeah.
About to be in 24.
24. We were like deep in COVID. So between everything everybody went through with COVID, grief, it was a lot. And that orange sticker, that repair or demolish sticker, I felt like that was for my heart. That was for my mind. I had to repair myself or demolish myself. And you were part of that journey of my repair, not just of that property,
right?
But of me, period.
Thank you.
Because if I wouldn't have been able to get through that, who knows that, what cycle that would have possibly sent me into.
Because it would have forced you to go into that MSD building.
It would have forced me, and I wasn't ready.
I
still haven't been there.
Really?
I haven't been there yet.
So you happy about Eclipse?
When you can just do everything. I'm an Eclipse master. I do everything through Eclipse. Listen, when people were like, I gotta go down there, I'm like, you gotta go down there.
I go in that chat.
Is that go in the chat? There you go.
Yep.
9 to 12, I'm there. It's my question. Listen, right. Type them up the night before, copy and paste. So I do use technology through my business, and it has helped me. And even now, I was like, all right, I need to go to City Hall to do some stuff. And there's some things that just because the city haven't fully caught up, where you have to go in there, I'm like, dang, I have to force myself. And it's still 4 years later, and I'm not quite ready. I'm still hesitant.
Right.
So just imagine if you weren't there to provide your services at that point, where would I have been? That property would have probably been torn down.
Yeah,
my family.
It definitely. Yeah. I think it definitely would have been torn down. But when we talk about the to the house, I started working out of my home because in COVID, even I was working from home even then when the city was open. But during COVID, it was even more inside the house. And then my clients would have to come to my house or where I live at. And that's like a no-no. Okay. But I was going so fast that I couldn't catch up to myself. And I could have been at an office, but I'm thinking, I don't need the overhead, but I do need I needed it. But it was when it was time for me to have it.
It was time. A lot of times we get caught up in fear. At that point, I was still an employee of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was, might as well say, the director of training for the prison system. Even through all that, I was on a leave at that time, but it was still there. And it was like, you need to go. And sometimes we aren't ready, but God will put things in your life to give you that courage where you want to say, you know what, I'm going to bet on me. I'm going to put my faith over my fear.
That part.
And I'm going to get out here.
I'm going to get out here. Part. I did the whole thing scared. Terrified.
You do the whole thing scared. You got to do it scared. People always say, when is the right time? There is no right time.
There is no right time.
There is no right time.
No right look, no right hair, no right nothing.
No right nothing. I'm like that, y'all look all right. Make sure y'all tell me y'all look cute. But for real, like, it's the right time. It will never be perfect. You have to just make sure that you move with integrity, good business.
Absolutely.
Be strategic in everything you do.
Right.
And have your faith and allow to be able to put you over that fear, whatever's telling you can't do it. I always tell my clients that I work with, your friends who you grew up with, your family, they will be there for you forever. Most of them anyway. Some of them we already know. But they're not necessarily the ones to encourage you on this journey of being a small business owner if they never did it.
Right.
I had a pension. I was good. I was locked in. I had 15 years of my job. So when I started throwing it around, like, dang, this is holding me back from building my brand and building my business. Those family members of mine couldn't necessarily support that
Right.
because they didn't understand. They allowed their fear to make them comfortable in their space where they were living in, which is like, nothing wrong with it. I know several rich, wealthy people, cash wise, who still work their job. I'm so happy for them because the services they provide are needed, but it was no longer in my spirit.
Right.
After that orange sticker, excuse me, when I was repaired, I think that part of me was over. And that's part of what gave me the faith and the strength to step over that fear
Right.
and just jump out there. God had to push me a little bit more. He gave me a couple car accidents.
Oh.
Yeah, one of them like tore me up real bad, and that was it. And the city was like, "Come back right now," and I'm like, "I can't. I'm tore up." They said, "We don't care." So you don't care? Yeah, we don't care. Come back right now.
Wow.
Watch this. I resign today. Here you go.
Really?
Really, just like that. So yeah, just like that.
Wow.
Just like that. They refused to extend my leave from that car accident.
But you already had 15 years in, so you were able, because I think with the city, all you need is 10 years.
All you need is 10 years
to
to
your
invest
pension
for your
to be
pension.
right. So
Correct.
you already was down at that point, so
Correct.
you were able to just go ahead. Yeah, my daughter's dad worked for the city.
Yeah.
Even now.
Yep, and that's why I said like it's nothing wrong with it. I know people who are great investors and they still work and they're able to figure it out. And I would tell people, if you can figure it out, if that works for you, do it, because it
Right.
makes, especially in times like this right now, it makes
Right.
getting money to grow your business so much easier if you have that W-2.
Right.
But we have to prepare for not having it, and that's part of what Legacy Builders Management Consultant, that's part of what we do. We
True.
help you prepare for being lendable when you don't have that W-2. We help you prepare for having understanding of what's needed to survive and continue to flourish beyond that W-2. But people who got it, I encourage them, keep it.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. Keep your day job until you.
If you can do it all,
Yes,
if
keep
you can make
it.
it make sense for you and fit into your life.
It didn't work.
For
It
me.
wouldn't work for me, but I've been self-employed since 06.
Do you like I said, it was like it was no longer in my spirit.
Yeah.
It was just no longer there. Being that person, I was no longer her. I had to become somebody else. Life and tragedy forced me to evolve
Right.
rapidly.
Right. Because you still have your children.
I still had my children.
Right.
So it was like, okay, my husband played a great role in helping with them, getting them to school, getting them to programs. Now they're in grief, and I got to do all this, and I'm grieving. And you want me to worry about this job?
Yeah.
And grow my business?
Yeah.
Something had to give.
Yeah.
Something had to give. And that's why I said I feel like God pushed me in that direction to say, you're not listening. I'm giving you what you need. You're not listening. I got you about that bed. I got you through this. You learning how to deal with it, but you still not listening. So that last car accident on my way to work at the corner of my block with my brand new car that I hadn't even made a car payment on yet.
Wow.
Hadn't made a car payment on it. Literally. And the girl came and smashed into the back of me, and that job said, "Oh, we don't care."
Yeah, that's
that your hip lock up on you and you can't even move half the time. I said, oh,
okay. No problem.
okay, no problem. I hear you, Lord.
Yeah. I know I'm hard-headed,
Here you
but
go. But I got it now.
I got it now.
You keep telling me these folks don't care about me.
What happened after all that, and then you started your career? Like, at what point did you jump into Legacy Builders and just took it by the horns and just went with it? Like, at what point did you do that?
Believe it or not, in the middle of grief. So the house, the same one with the orange sticker, I put it on the market.
Yeah.
Put it on the market, and my real estate agent, he was really working with me to where knowing I did not need to sell it. In my deep heart, I didn't probably want to sell it. So he was like ignoring the people. So girl, somebody found my house, like my personal house where I live at, and knocked on my door and offered me money for this property, offered me a big bag of cash. And I sat on my steps and I talked to the guy for like 2 hours. That was the start of it right there. of with me understanding what my gift is and what my purpose is to help people have an understanding of what's out here. I didn't know I had so much in me until I
You'd be
started putting it out there.
surprised. You'd be surprised at what you got in you.
What you got
Did
in
you keep the property or did you wind up selling the
I
property?
kept the property. I kept the property.
Like you at your house and you wound up keeping the
I
property.
kept the property, exactly.
Wow.
Because one thing I know, through understanding, if you willing to
Yeah.
pay me this big wad of cash for what is trash with
That
an orange
part.
sticker on it,
Right.
come on now.
It must be worth more than what I'm giving it credit
you go.
for. Right.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. So I did end up keeping it, but that's where I really started Legacy Builders. And my husband already had the construction business still in Renovations. I did most of his administrative stuff. I was his assistant. I was his designer. I was his architect.
Yeah.
I was already his everything.
Yes.
I would be on the job, and a lot of people don't realize this. I'm not just a GC. Like, I just don't have insurance.
Right.
And, take a 30-hour OSHA class. This is really what I do.
Right. That part.
This is really what I do. Like, my dad was a single dad, contractor. I've been on the construction site.
Yes.
I've been hanging drywall.
Yeah.
I've been framing. Come on now. Like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could run PEX, I could run copper. This is what I do. So in that transition, it became easier.
Right.
And I've always had a love to create, to make things beautiful, to help people understand what needs to be.
Right.
So between my construction company, Sona Renovation, and Legacy Builders, it's a takeover.
It's a takeover.
It's a takeover.
Listen, it's the only way to do it.
Exactly.
It's the only way to do it. But now you're educating people.
There you go.
Now, would you say you're at a point in your business right now where you, are you still pulling permits? Or are you not pulling permits?
So I still pull my own permit.
Okay.
Literally, when I leave here, I have an inspection today.
You have an inspection today?
I have an inspection today.
It is a pain in the butt sometimes,
It is.
isn't it? And it's tedious.
You
You got to look at dates. You got to look at.
If you're not keeping up with the constant changes, especially right now, the city is making so many changes. I feel like a lot of them are money grabs. But no matter what, like this new development fee.
Yes, the developmental tax.
Yes.
Yeah.
People don't know about it.
Yeah. No. But they make you pay it. Even if you say it applies to you or not, they still make you pay for it in the end. So it's like, then why should I even click the box or not click the box?
Not click the box?
Because you're still forcing me to pay it on the back end anyway. So yeah, I 100% agree with that.
It's definitely a pain. A lot of people, they get caught up, and if you don't understand construction and you don't know how to read your plans, you don't know what you're submitting.
Read your what?
Your plans. You got to know how to read your plans.
Not only read the plans, but you read the plans before submission. Don't just take the permit. Don't just take the plans from the architect and just submit it. No, you take, and then that's where the professionalism come in. That when person do their job, you understand? Because they say, well, I submitted the plans, and I'm like, yes, but did you look at it?
Did you look at the plans? They weren't.
I gotta look at it because if it don't make sense to me,
it's not.
I look at it like a reviewer. I look at it like the examiner.
Correct.
So when I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh no, it's going to trigger them to kick this back. I'm gonna send it back to the architect. The client gets mad sometimes, but I'm like, yo, this is going to get kicked back.
Hold up here, then a hold up on their end, because that's 21 days. They will kick it back to you. Remember, they used to look out for you and do it when you submit it. No, that's 21 days, baby.
Nah, that's a whole. And then when you got to send it back, like the initial was 15 to 20 days, and then we got to send it back as another 14 days, 7 to 14 days. So it gets a little bit crazy, but I read it because depending on the project, I don't need certain language. I might need you to change the name.
There you go.
I might need to include something. I may need to exclude something.
Or I might need an explanation of something.
Oh, I might need an explanation, but if it always say, if it's not clear to me, it's not going to be clear to them.
And they're not going the extra mile. They're just going to kick it back.
No.
They will do a dread line. They will give you a couple things in the comment. And you still might be trying, well, what are they talking about?
Girl, I had one that came back with
review.
42 comments one time.
Wow.
I was like,
wow.
I didn't know that's how I wanted to even call even contact the owner. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, in my brain,
you got to bring it in.
Like, okay, so how do I, and a lot of times people, they listen to other people, and I'm thinking, when you're doing structural, it triggers my brain. I need this type of form, that type of form. I need other things to accompany my plans. They don't think that. They just submit.
Yep.
So, and I'm like, I tell people all the time, you pay for what you get for. You pay for what you get, number one. But reading the plans is so essential.
Yeah.
You understand? And even beforehand, when it comes to applying for the permits, why are you getting this type of permit?
There you go.
Why?
Why?
If it's not, you don't even need a permit. Or not a permit. You
Or
don't
you might
need a
need
license. Still plans.
Yeah.
Or we could get away with just doing this. Or you
Some
just
people
need
don't
a
realize
face
that
facade.
for some things that you could do
Yeah.
a hand drawn plan, but they don't know.
I'm telling
They
you.
don't know. They think, and because they're, and not nothing against anybody, but you got to make sure that you're speaking to people that this is what they do. This is their bread and butter.
Yes.
This is what they do. And
Yes.
sometimes, most times, that's associated with a fee.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
It's associated with a fee because this is what I do. This is how I feed my children.
Period.
This is how I pay my daughter
Period.
college. Like, this is what I do.
The same way you're a contract developer, investor.
Exactly.
It's the same way when they go out and they want us to work for them and do work for them so they can have their wealth and then be able to feed their family. It's the same when you're dealing with me and my company versus even dealing with the city of Philadelphia.
Exactly.
It's everybody is there not for their health. They're there for
There you go.
a reason.
This is not
They're there
volunteer services.
because it's not volunteer services. But the good thing about it is I really try to pride me personally, myself, I try to pride myself on integrity and riding with you to the wheels.
There you go.
You know, and like at the end of the day, you can't get in touch with me. I'm here about 5 days a week. Pull up on me. You know what I mean? Like being consistent as an entrepreneur, minority entrepreneur is important to me.
Absolutely.
Being consistent. Being at this office location for over 3 years is important to me because when somebody give you their money, half the time you don't know where the person is. You don't know how to get in touch with them. You got to go through somebody else to get the person. You can't find them in the system. You could Google me. You understand me? Put Paulette, put the permit plug, put Philly permit expedite. You could Google me, right?
There you go.
And it will give you my address.
There you
As far
go.
as where the office is at. But knowing that they come here years later and I'm still here. Or years and I'm still here. And they don't understand that it's and now this year we became a trademark company.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
thank you. They don't realize how important it is to be that consistent, to be able to be there for your client. It's not just for me, but it's for my client
That
to have that
comfortability.
security. I still got OSHA cards from 3 years ago. I still have certain things from years ago. We've evolved. I just uploaded stuff into our new systems.
Yeah.
But it's important to me. I mean, I'm working in my calling. So that's what I love about what I do, you know. Regardless of how people think what we do is important or they can do my job, that's fine too. I want you to listen, that's fine too. But at the end of the day, nobody do it how I do it.
There you go.
Nobody do it how you do it. You understand what I'm saying? Or put the twist on it, because it's certain people that are destined to do what they do. It just comes out of them. We can't explain what that is. She just know.
Yeah.
She just, before you, I already know what you're talking about before you finish the sentence.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm going to let you figure that out,
Yeah.
and this is how we're going to tackle that. And that's exactly how I am. I go, you know what? No, we don't even have to go through all that. We can just do it this way. Matter of fact, don't even show this. Do this first, and then we'll do it that way. Because I'm working within my gift. When you're working within your gift, you can tackle it any way. You could go in the beginning of the project, the end of the project, over top of the project. You know, if you need the contractor, and I tell people you don't even need the contractor in the beginning. You don't need the contractor. All you need is your permits and the person that come in and do like your framing and what have you. Outside of that, all you need is your mechanical people. The contractor technically don't even start until after it's ready for you to close up your walls, and they come and they do their carpentry.
Yeah, that's when you got a finisher. So like me, my general contracting company, we take you from the beginning all the way to the end, to where we offer interior design services as well.
That's a headache.
Yeah.
I don't like the interior design, y'all.
Yeah, we do interior design services as well. And just because
That's
we have
tedious.
to map, it's very tedious. But it's about mapping the vision together from the beginning, and it's each layer and layer, put the layer on top of the layer on top of the layer. But at the same time, you could bring me in at any point of your project too.
Exactly.
So that's where it goes back to, if you operate in your gift, you could bring me in from the beginning, from conception, or you could bring me in and say, you know what, Camille, I really like your finishing, or I really like your framers, or I've heard great things about your roofer. I have a full scope contracting company, so you could do it anywhere. And like we said about the plans, people always laugh. I'm like, y'all know I went to Temple Fox School of Business for this too, right? So not do I have just the experience, I got the book part too.
Yes, that part.
That part.
Yes, I love it. 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 That's the part that's exciting, because sometimes people don't know what we do, who we are, until we actually tell them. Some of them don't tell them. You know, like I said, everybody has this thing online they show, which is the reason why Behind the Permits was even born, is because I want people to know that it's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
A lot of the people anybody I bring through here, literally, I know them personally. I know what they do, what they into, so when they come on my stage, they already bona fide. It's not, oh, I think they do this.
Yeah.
No, I already know.
There you go.
So my people that I bring on here, my professionals, they just bad, and everyone do their craft as like a walk in the park. I have Brooklyn Billy's coming.
Okay.
Brooklyn Billy's coming today, and she's coming straight from Baltimore, and all she do is new builds.
Wow.
Nothing but dirt, and all she do is new builds, and she also owned a lobster company called oh my gosh, I forgot the Brooklyn. I can't remember the name of the lobster company. BK Lobster. That's what the name of it's called. But she's coming all the way here from Baltimore.
That's beautiful.
And all she do is build. That is all she do is build. You understand? So she's been in the business for many years. She has a whole full-fledged a few architects on the team, a few contractors, and when you're a builder, you have to have more than one tradesperson at that time, and they have the different crews, you know, that do that. So,
and that's how you can operate and continue to run. For me, like I tell people all the time, I do no more than 5 projects at a time. I like to do 4, but you can't get overwhelmed because I want to be on site. I'm on site with each one of my phases, with each one of my subs. I'm on site with them, and we're able to run it and run it and run it. And it's like a well-oiled machine. I have my circle. Some of my friends, they see me and say, "What you doing? You in your circle?" Yep, I'm in my circle. There's certain areas I don't even go to unless it's such a huge job that I could give that my main focus, and I'm not doing other things because it's important that I'm able to be there, to be on site, to definitely talking to my subs with their crews and make sure that they're managing their people correctly. Because that's the only way that my owners and my clients are going to get out scathe-free. It has to be somebody there that manages it.
Listen to what she's saying. Yeah. One of the most important things that people don't tend to realize that when you take on that task, and not licensed contractors, right? To be a contractor, you really are a construction project manager. Yeah. Which is kind of where I started at,
and that's what my certification is in, construction project management.
Construction project management.
I really don't like to do project management. I'm going to tell you, I really don't like to do project management for people unless I'm GCing it.
Me neither.
Because now...
Me neither.
You got me... That's why you bump heads with that GC, because the GC, they look at me and they say, this lady in pink don't know what she's talking about.
Period.
Baby.
Been there.
You got it all wrong. Because I know exactly what it's supposed to be. I know what this budget could be on the high end. And the low end. And I know where it should fall at in the middle.
That's right.
So don't play with me.
That's right.
Yeah, so don't play with me. I don't market my project management services, but I do offer that. Just like I offer like pre-inspection walkthroughs. Sometimes you need your eye on that.
I actually offer that service, pre-inspection walkthroughs. Exactly. I actually offer that service too. I didn't push it too much. But what you're going to pre-inspection walkthroughs where so the contractors know exactly what needs to be done so they can pass inspection on the first time around after the permit has been approved, guys. So pre-inspection walkthrough is a gem. I'm telling you now. Okay, that basically means that they will come in. She would come into your project and then walk your project to let you know exactly everything you need to do in order to pass inspection once your permits have been approved by your municipality.
There you go.
You know, and then they come in, and then as long as you do everything correctly, boom, you know, you're going to pass inspection. The quicker you can pass inspection through those roughing phases.
There you go.
Okay, because the people don't know that's what holds you up. You get through those roughing phases, through that pre-inspection, then you go past your inspection through the roughing phases. The inspectors don't come back again until your final.
Yep.
Okay, and your final meaning, because some people don't know what that is. The final meaning, after all of your walls, your doors, your light switches, your appliances, and everything is in, that's considered your final. They come back in and make sure everything is fine, and then they go ahead and they leave back out. But the final can also mess you up, because if you don't have the electrical sockets or certain things running correctly, you got to tear through that final to go ahead and correct it. You understand? So with the HVACs, like all that kind of stuff. So pre-inspection is a must. That is something that I'm going to talk to you about that, but that is something that I know for sure I can partner with you on if that's what you
Yeah,
do a
no,
lot of.
I do
They're
that. I
capable.
do
Well, to me,
deal
they're like,
analysis.
yeah,
Yeah, I go in and just analyze the project because a lot of times you don't have the eyes. For me as a contractor
right,
and an investor,
right. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for
Mm-hmm.
a certain thing. It has to make sense.
Absolutely.
This isn't the time
Absolutely.
in real estate to force any deals. A
Nope.
couple years ago, you could have, whatever. It was hard to sell a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, this times, this 8 and 9% interest rates, this is going to weed out who's for real about this craft, who's
Mm-hmm.
in it for the long term,
Yes.
whoever survives this time.
Survive. You ain't lying.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's really about to get rough. This is not the
It's rough
time
now.
to pay attention to the gurus. I'm not a guru. I'm just Camille.
Yeah.
I tell people that I'm just Camille. I'm not
Right.
a guru, but I know
Right.
what I know.
Yeah, you know what you know. Let me tell you something. Once you know construction,
Hmm.
you could go anywhere, and I travel. You
Yeah.
could go, and I don't know permits on every single city, but I
But
do have other people like me
there
that
you
do
go.
the
The
permits in
permit.
other parts of the city.
And that's part of
I
knowing what you know
realized
is having that network, having that vast
exactly,
network. You have
exactly.
to have a network of people. And you know, I hold a lot of events. I go around, I travel, I teach classes,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that is in networking. So
Right.
if I don't know, I got somebody in my phone who's going to answer
That part.
that
Right.
do know.
Right. Right.
So
And they're going to answer you because they know you don't play about what you do about what you do.
there you go.
You understand? So that's like saying it's like your reputation precedes you.
Exactly.
You know, because of how you carry your own. People say, "Oh, you're so passionate." I'm like, yeah, it's my business.
It's my brand, yeah.
It's my.
I have a lot of business. I have several. When you Google me, I have several businesses. But at the end of the day, I'm still Camille Pearsall.
Yes.
That name is going to precede any company name. So I have to keep it right. I have to always do good business and just period. That's what's in me.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
in me to do
Yeah.
anybody wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Who even got my brain? My brain don't even go there.
Mhm.
Like I'm like, what? I ain't even think. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to do things that's going to better myself, my brand,
Mhm.
and then possibly seeing how I connect with other people, how we can connect with each other, that type of thing. That's the biggest thing to me. How we can leverage each other, not what this person have on, or
There you
who
go.
that person friends with that person over there. Like who
That
got
part.
time for that?
Yeah. You see me, I'm normally solo
You know?
for a reason.
Well, yeah, you solo. Me too, though.
Yeah, I'm normally solo.
No, me too. See, there's one thing about us. She will go out and take herself out,
Mhm.
nice, dining, whatever. And me, I would do the same thing. We'd be like out on our own thing, you know,
Yeah.
doing our own thing by ourselves, but then we can mingle with the crowd too.
There you go.
So
It doesn't
either way, it
matter.
don't even matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Attitude usually always the same.
I'm
You
great
know what I'm
wherever you put
saying?
me. That's I'm great wherever you put me in the middle
Exactly.
of a trenched out, dug out basement, or you put me in the Four
Right.
Seasons. Either way. I'm
Either
okay.
way, it don't matter. Period.
And that's because I'm okay in who I am, and that's very, very important. As people
Right.
grow into becoming small business owners, you have to, and that's why I told you to define. You have to define what it means to you. Once you know what it means to you, once you know who you want to be,
Mhm.
the image that you want to project, you just live in it. But if you don't know and you still jumping around, I want to be this person today, that person tomorrow. No, I'm the same
Yeah.
Camille that you people saw on the block, you know, in North Philly.
Mhm.
I'm the same, you know, well, Pearsall that people know from State Road.
Mhm.
I'm the same ones everybody know from the real estate industry. I'm always the same person. I have evolved. I've gotten better,
Yeah. Mhm.
but the core of me is still the same. I'm solid.
Yeah.
I tell people anytime my name good in the streets or with TransUnion, it don't
Yeah.
matter.
Well, the thing about it is, it's like I think real recognize real. I always say like real people recognize real people,
Mhm.
and then some people because of we're real can't stand in the same room with people that is real because they can't understand you're really you. Yes, I'm really Paulette.
Yeah.
I'm introducing you to me. Like this is me,
Exactly.
not my representative. The same thing with Camille. This is me,
Mhm.
not my representative. So it's easier to maintain because we are being our authentic selves.
And like you said, that's the part that's what's going to give you longevity.
Yes.
You've been here for 3 years. When people come back in 6 years, 9 years, if you still choose
Yep.
to be here in this space,
Mhm.
you're going to still have that capability to be here because it's not fake, it's not phony, it's not something made up. You don't have to remember anything. You being who you are and you're being good business.
Right.
You're doing good business. So that's why I tell people, as long as you figure out who you want to be, you
Mhm.
do good business, you move with ethics, you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
You
You
will
understand,
be
be able to take in what somebody is giving you. Because right now in real estate and construction, I've never had so many subs on my phone before looking for work. It's getting slow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting very slow out here.
It is. No. It
Yeah.
is because I have more invoices out than I have the actual starting process of the
Mhm.
work, and I know they need their processes started,
Mhm.
but I have more. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's slow. It's slow for everybody.
Yes.
It's slow for everybody, you know. But I
It's
also
because
noticed,
it's going the country, the world is going through an economic downshift
yes,
in the transition. So like I said, this is where you're going to find the real investors. This is where you're going to find the real contractors. They're going to survive. They're going to
real
survive.
business people, period. You know, people will fall off. You know, and because a lot of people jump from different things to different things of what they think is like when they went to trucking and then they decide to go to, you know, I don't know, like credit repair or where they decide to all of a sudden you want to be an investor because you following. But I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
so people they try to follow the money, and that's okay for certain things. When I follow the money, I invest in some stocks. When I follow the money, but that's me personally. But this is what I do. I'm here for the craft. I
Right.
take my craft so serious. My craft and helping people build legacy and wealth. That's my craft. So no matter what you want to do with it, I'm going to help you do it at your best caliber, at the highest, most elevated point. And that's important. And it all starts with education and networking.
That's the key right there, right? Networking, not in the sense of networking, you show up in a room and they say, oh, show up in a room. No, you got to show up and talk.
Exactly.
Okay? You got to show up and not only talk, you got to take the information and you got to use it.
There you go.
Let's because I show up in a lot of rooms, but I would not be the permit plug if I didn't also open up my mouth, also reach out, also jump in some DMs, also travel and jump over there.
Yep.
You understand? I don't believe there's a limit when it comes to financially investing in my own who I am
And
as
it
a
can
company.
be.
There's no cap on it. It's where I need to be. What can I move around? Can I do that? And then another thing I always do is now that I know what I'm doing, where can I add value?
There you go. I spent $60,000 before I ever made a penny in real estate developing my craft. Literally developing my craft, learning, taking classes, taking losses.
Yeah.
Because it's some L's that come along the way. Anybody who tell you they never took a L,
no.
just get away because they fraud.
Yeah.
I done
Period.
took some L's. Just like period, you do. Even in this spot I am now, it's still L's that are taken, and you have to take it as a learning experience. It's not a loss, it's a learn. It's not a loss, it's a learn.
It's a if you don't take the loss, you wouldn't. Why would you want to deal with nobody's perfect? That's the whole point about the behind the permits, right? A lot of people talk about, they show you all these ugly pictures of houses and things, then they show you the beautiful pictures about the properties, but they never tell you about how they got stopped by L&I.
Yeah.
They never tell you how it shut their project down for 4 months. They never tell you how they turned around and wound up still had to pay their carrying cost while they're going through that process. You understand? And their whole crew quit on them and took on another job. Or they had to, or somebody from L&I on the block keeps calling L&I over and over again. My thing is that this podcast is to bring the real to people in terms of the construction industry and to let them know that, I mean, not L&I or municipality, the building department, no matter where you are in the country, they're there to put in place for a reason.
Exactly.
I'm not here to advocate for them, but
there is a reason, and it's a and every time it gets stricter, is because it's a result of something happening.
That was something catastrophe or bad or something. Their main job is to make sure that properties are being put together safely, healthily wise, structurally sound. That is the purpose.
Correct.
And if you're proactive about it, then you will be fine. But then, not to say it's still not going to be a headache. You know what I'm saying? But the risk that you're taking of not pulling permits is the risk on the person that's written the property. They're going to get the risk.
Correct.
They're going to be the ones that's going to wind up getting hurt behind it. Or it's also the risk of the other thing, which is the if you sell the property.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get me started with that, and because there's a lot of properties being sold right now that are being sold with violations on them. That now when they go
realize
to
that do your due diligence. That's something else that we also assist our clients with, is doing the due diligence.
Yes.
Take the time to do the due diligence. Don't let a wholesaler rush you. Don't let a real estate agent rush you. Do your proper due diligence. Because like you said, it's properties being sold with violations on it. I know somebody, they just called and a property had a make safe on it and they trying to get it through. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't necessarily want to do that. It could be a good opportunity if you have the team in place to move swiftly, but you have to understand how to do it. But they didn't want to pay me my fee to walk them through how to do it. So hopefully they make it okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's okay. Because I've done several make safes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I've done hundreds.
Several, yeah.
Okay, so listen, it's okay. So let me ask you this. So, but we could be talking for a while. Okay, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. Okay, like she said, we go back to 2020. I've been doing permits since 2017. Mm-hmm. You know, in 2020, I was already doing it in my house and what have you.
No, so you had like really just like really got out there on your own and stopped working for other people.
Right, I did. But just like Camille, I was also a realtor for 15 years. Mm-hmm. Since 2008, and then I was also a construction project manager.
Yep. And you did wholesaling for a while.
I did wholesaling. Listen, I'm well-rounded. I did mortgages and all kinds of stuff, guys. So you're not getting your typical corporate person that's walking in doing this type of job. It's like, I actually love construction.
Correct.
I actually love it. And I don't chase the money. I added services as I grew. Mm-hmm. I started adding services. Now I'm gonna do this. I do that. No, I don't do that yet. But I added as I thought the need was, you know. So I need you to give my viewers some advice as to, you already know what it's like to get the unsafe, right? Because you got that, and then it, you know, you went through tragedy and what have you, and then coming out of that. Now, what have you learned now? Is it easier for you to pull permits and go ahead and go through the project? Would you ever not pull the permits again? Like, just tell them. Matter of fact, tell them how to get in contact with you. Because let me tell you, everything that you guys are gonna need. She is a one-stop shop.
Absolutely.
Permit, plug, approved, one-stop shop. So just tell them how to get in touch with you.
So I'm on all social media, Legacy Builders MC, and Stoner Renovations. My contact number is 215-868-6998. That's again, 215-868-6998. Hit me up, give me a call. That's actually my real phone. I really do answer. What I always pull permits. And I'm gonna tell you why. Last time I really tried moving dirty, I didn't pull a permit. It was a damn fire.
What? It was a fire?
It was a fire. The roofer caused the fire. On a neighbor's property, not even a property we were working on.
What?
The neighbor's property.
What?
Yes. There is nothing and nobody could tell me or pay me to do a project for them without a permit.
Wow.
Not ever again after that. The neighbors were cool until their house caught on fire. Everything was cool until it wasn't. Pull your permits. It's so much easier. It's a hassle. It takes more time. Factor all of that in when you're doing your due diligence and when you're planning out, your time frame, and speak with your lender about, payments during the permit and process, because it can take 30 to 90 days, depending on if you have to do seal plans, how long your architect and engineer takes to get that to you, how long it takes in the review process, if you need to make any changes. Make sure you're factoring at least those 3 months carrying cost in before any construction is even started. That's number one.
Right.
Like, just period. A lot of people mess up on that. And then you get on the back end of your deal with your project, and then you're on your contractors behind and you're rushing them because you're running out of time on your hard money loan. But technically, your contractor couldn't get started until that certain point. So you have to factor all these things in. Book a consultation with me.
Yep.
Before you get started. That's the best advice I can tell you. Book me
Absolutely.
And then we will walk through the process. I'm going to make sure you have a clear understanding and you have your road map together. You never want to travel somewhere without putting it in your GPS. You don't want to go in these real estate streets and down these real estate roads without having a clear map.
Absolutely.
That's something that legacy builders can help you with.
Absolutely. Listen, you guys, that's a wrap. Nothing else needs to be said. Nothing else needs to be said. Camille done tore the house down. I know we talked about a lot because we got off on tangent, but you guys listen, I'm telling you right now, you want to tune in, make sure you follow her. Make sure you follow her, please.
Legacy Builders MC.
Yes.
All social media platforms.
Yes. All right, you guys.
We got to do episode 2.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, we got to do episode 2, y'all, so I can tell y'all how a contractor got me for almost 50 racks. Tune in.